that nothing could do more for bringing the countries closer together than something like an invasion from Mars or some natural disaster such as the earthquake or tidal waves being caused by melting of the polar ice caps, where we think of ourselves as all on one planet and in the same boat.
Right. You know, we're just running into so many things in the world can be solved by the big powers getting together and working together. And, you know, now we're at a time right here before this Christmas is the first time, like, how long has it been? You know, the Iran-Iraq war is kind of wound down now, and apparently the Cubans may be getting out of Angola, and the Israelis and the PLO hopefully will enter into a meaningful dialogue. It's kind of like, you know, there's great expectations.
Do you have expectations of going back again to the Soviet Union?
I certainly hope so. I've had some very, you know, positive responses from them, and I would be in the Soviet Union right now if I wasn't here. I'm sure I would have gone to Armenia to help with the...
Well, many doctors from Armenian doctors and non-Armenian doctors from Southern California and from throughout the country have jumped on the plane, literally, to go over there, and I think it's one of the touching realities of the humanity of all mankind, that this crosses that bridge, and they're just people over there, and particularly with the susceptibility of Southern California to earthquakes. We know that it's God's will as to where these happen at any time.
You know, it's funny. The last two times I've been here, we've had a little earthquake, and in the meantime, when I went back home,
are you bringing the earthquakes?
I don't know. I had an earthquake back in Kentucky when I got back there after coming out here last time. I think the whole world's beginning to shake a little bit.
Well, now you are going to be sharing with us a song that you wrote and is on this album.
Right. It's a song about the city of Leningrad, and you know how it's possible to fall in love with a city.
Yes.
Like a lot of people talk about Paris or Hong Kong or L.A. And when I was in Leningrad, I didn't really realize how much of an impression the city made on me until the night I was leaving. I was taking a train, midnight train from Leningrad to Moscow, and it just kind of all hit me at once, the historical pageantry of the city. It's, you know, the city of Leningrad goes way back before.
It's a beautiful city.
Right, and there's kind of a tragedy that's entwined in the history of Leningrad because it was besieged by the Nazis during World War II, and so many people were killed and starved to death. And I'm kind of looking forward to having a chance to present that song to the West Coast community.
We have one other of our viewers, Patrick, and Susan. Good evening. You're on We the People.
Good evening.
Hi.
I'd like to ask Mr. Moore a question.
Sure.
I'd like to know if he thinks that in Gorbachev's lifetime, if he feels that the United States and Russia will become better friends and more noticeable friends.
Yes, I certainly hope so. I think that the goodwill is already there. If you talk to the Russian people, you know, the goodwill is there on the Russian people's part. I believe the goodwill is there on the American people's part, and it's a matter of kind of getting our governments together, which has been very difficult for us to do because of, you know, political reasons in the past.
Susan, have you ever visited the Soviet Union?
No, I haven't.
There may be opportunities, I think, increasingly for...
I'd like to someday.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you, Susan.
Thanks.
The Russian people have a lot of warmth to them, a lot of intelligence. I think there are more bookstalls per block in Moscow than almost any other city. And we'll have an opportunity to hear Patrick Moore sing one of his songs when we come back. So stay with us for more of our show. We'll be back in just a moment. Welcome back, and Patrick has been joined by his son Maurey. Maurey, welcome to our show. And Patrick and Maurey will be singing Leningrad.
Leningrad. Midnight train leaving Leningrad took me by surprise and caught me feeling sad. Touched by fountains gushing through the air, white knights dancing in St. Isaac's Square. Feelings cry out with deep regret, like leaving parents I never met. Feelings cry out with deep regret, like leaving parents I never ever met. Summer palace of the mighty Tsar, glasses of vodka with our caviar. Haunting spirits in the hermitage only give us clues to their heritage. Feelings cry out with deep regret, like leaving parents I never met. Feelings cry out with deep regret, like leaving parents I never ever met. Crisscrossing streets over wide canals, watching Alana as she laughs and smiles, falling through pages of history, unspoken words filled with mystery. Feelings cry out with deep regret, like leaving parents I never met. Feelings cry out with deep regret, like leaving parents I never ever met. Midnight train leaving Leningrad took me by surprise and caught me feeling sad. Touched by fountains gushing through the air, white knights dancing in St. Isaac's Square. Feelings cry out with deep regret, like leaving parents I never met. Feelings cry out with deep regret, like leaving parents I never ever met.
That was beautiful, Patrick. And Maurey, thank you. And we'll have a chance to...
Meanwhile, there is a new Batman, and he debuts on the silver screen tonight. We will hear your reviews still ahead. And next, see how babies are saving lives even before they're born. Then you'll meet a doctor who could be trading his medical charts for a place on the top 40 chart. We'll let you be the judge. No big thing for Sue Olson. Last summer in France, she ran 216 miles in 48 hours. Wow. A Southern Indiana man who's mastered medicine is now searching for success in the music world. New Albany will never be mistaken for Nashville North, but it does have a recording studio and its own songwriter and recording artist, Dr. Patrick Moore. Wave 3 News reporter Beth Merrill has the story.
Already. Deborah in here. How are you doing? Vital signs all look good.
An early day is just about over for Dr. Patrick Moore. The chief of the anesthesiology department at Floyd Memorial Hospital, he spends much of his day in the operating room and keeping a close eye on patients. But Dr. Moore has his song in his heart. He helps repair the results of violence. and is sending a message of peace.
To me, it's excitement, it's adventure, it's heartache, it's joy, it's romance, it's everything that life's made out of at that emotional, deeper level. Take some nice, slow, deep breaths.
Moore says he often gets ideas for his music when he's in the operating room.
Now you're asleep.
His music is a cross between rock, country, and folk.
I'm hoping that someday my hometown of Louisville will hear some of the songs and enjoy them as much as we do.
Moore has written dozens of songs and is about to release a double compact disc. Beth Merrill, Wave 3 News.
Dr. Moore's first live performance will be tomorrow at the Master Musicians Festival in Somerset, Kentucky. A world record fell in Louisville tonight. We'll have more on that coming up after the weekend forecast.
Born into a game that never made much sense, creating war machines, no thought of consequence. Surely someone's kidding, this must be a joke. Any second now, we could be up in smoke, we could be up in smoke. What a dirty joke, burning up in smoke. There can be no hope. Brainwash children, persecute the Jews. Will Afghanistan be your Waterloo? We had our Vietnam and we paid the price. Now is it die in hell or build a paradise? Building paradise could be very nice. Melting Cold War ice could be paradise. Is it impossible for us to get along? Prefer annihilation to ping pong. Surely someone's kidding, this must be a joke. And second